I'm Emma Curtin, host of a new true crime podcast called Murder Archives. It's set in Toorak in 1929 about the murder of Norma Reese McLeod. Search for Murder Archives where you're listening right now.
Glenn, we've got a sponsor. This is amazing.
Well, I couldn't think of anyone more impressive than Super Simple
Cards.
I
was thinking BHP, but we've got Super Simple Cards. They're made in Gippsland, so they're a local product.
They're manufactured by solar.
Wow, they're using solar power. They only work during the day. They work at night.
I'm charging this one up now.
And the printing uses only vegetable oil-based inks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And cards are compostable.
Compostable. Well, they probably would burn if you lit them, but you can put them in the compost and they will decompose. Compostable.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at one now, and these, I got to say, they're frameable.
They're cute.
You could put some nice words on the inside. You know what I like? They're blank.
They're blank.
I don't like being told what to say.
I know. So that could be like, that's a good one for your mum or for a loss or a wedding or anything. It could be for anything. It says anything. All-purpose card. So find a link in the show notes or go to supersimpleccards.com. Get 10% off your entire order when you use this code somehow at the checkout. All shipping is free. Yeah, wow. Get a great pack of environmentally friendly cards. It'll save you time and money. Go to supersimplecards.com.
What have you been doing?
Oh, I've been going to footy games because I'm not a footy person. My dad's a massive footy person, but I never was. And now my daughter who's 12 is playing AFL. So
look, it's everywhere. They're loving it.
It's great for the girls. But
is it less contact or is it full contact?
No, they can tackle and stuff. It's pretty full on, but it is hilarious to. You know what it's been good for? Blokes that have had only girls. Yeah. I mean, I've got boys as well. But blokes have only had girls who love AFL because they've just been standing on the side of netball and soccer going, whatever. But now they're in charge of AFL. Like,
you're kidding.
Come on, Willow.
Go hard.
It's so fun. You know what the funny thing is? Hearing blokes and the coaches yell out all those girls' names.
Yeah.
Pippi, Poppy, Kitty,
come
Willow.
Come on, sweetheart.
Scarlett, come on.
Come on, darling. Go hard, darling.
It is a whole other world. And they give you duties. So I've had to do timekeeping where you have to time the quarters and hit the siren, which is stressful. And score as well.
Are you ever going to be doing goal?
No, I said don't put me in goal because I'm not. There's a few people that really love doing goal. Let them do goal.
You know why? Because when you do goal, I can teach you how to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when you do goal, you got to touch as you throw your fingers back for a goal. You got to touch your shoulders. Watch this.
Oh,
watch this. Watch.
All right. Oh, like that.
No, not like that. Up top. Oh no, like this.
No, I'm not. See again. That's why I
don't
do
get
goals.
in. No. I
was trying to do goals, and so the timekeeping I sort of stubbed up a bit because we were at this ground that had a great canteen. That's what someone said to me, one of the mums. Oh, you'll love the canteens.
So yeah.
And the smell of dim sims and potatoes was just wafting over.
Yeah.
I made a few mistakes. So the next week I was put on lolly snakes. Just had to provide 2 bags.
What position is she playing?
Oh, she's tall, so she's often in the ruck.
Wow.
So but not that competent. Just enjoys it.
It's being part of a team and being.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's tribal. It's tribal.
It's
going to war.
They all sing songs and you know.
Yeah.
Go Willow.
I don't know whether I told you this, but I walk around the oval when I'm doing my walking every day.
You've mentioned that on another podcast.
Yes, I made the mistake of when I walk behind the goal, and tell me if this is weird, that I make a little reference to how they're kicking and stuff, and.
Well, the kids training.
Yeah. So, nice kick.
Oh, that's fine.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
But if it's girls, I'm really sensitive to that stuff. You can't be an old guy walking around a park and going, yeah, it's really sensitive.
Yeah.
You can't go, good kick, sweetheart. You can't. When you'd like to.
Well, you can just go, well done. Well done.
Yeah.
I think you can do that. Yeah, because I turn up to training too and they make me help too, which is stressful. I've got a handball to the girls and stuff.
Oh, yeah, because you're not a footballer.
I'm not a sporty person. No. But often there are people walking around the oval and occasionally they do comment. So I reckon that's fine. I reckon that's fine. Just don't do any flashing or anything like that.
Make a mental note of that.
Yeah, mental note. No exposing yourself.
Yeah, and you can't take photographs, which is...
Yeah. You can't take photo. But... No, we've gone on very dubious territory.
Yeah, you've gone straight down the old dubious road of
not good
men
at all.
exposing themselves to
People.
Yeah. Oh, I can hear the music's coming.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Somehow Related, and now please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Welcome to our podcast. I'm Dave. Oh, they've already said it. Yeah. Sam said our names. Yeah. And this is a podcast where we get two topics and we try and work out how they're related. And they look at first you go, how are they related? But then we get the answer.
Yeah. See, if I was listening to this podcast, I wouldn't Google it. No, I would just go on the journey and have a crack yourself.
Who could be bothered? Who could be like the? What,
these
we
days,
could do one.
Gen Y. If you say something, within about 10 seconds, they'll have the answer
on the phone. Like we could say Dave O'Neill in football, and people would just go, "Oh, there's nothing." But now we know. My daughter's playing AFL. Yeah. Future star, the AFLW. Who knows?
What number is she? You've got a number?
30. Yeah. This is funny. They did the numbers in terms of height. So number 1 is tiny, and like you get up to the 20s, she's in the mid 20s. They're tall. It's like, and the guy goes, "Oh, yeah, we did that on height." It's like, what? So 1 to 5 are very short.
Imagine if they did it on ability.
I know. Oh. Well, I always say, do you remember when you started high school? This used to happen at my high school. They would grade the kids and put them in classes. So 7A were the smart kids, all the way down to 7F, who weren't good. They were all the naughty
special
kids.
Class, and they just got to go on excursions and go on bus rides all the time.
Bus rides.
Yeah, where are they going today? Yeah, the zoo again. Oh.
Yeah, we were stuck in 7C in that mid-range average class.
Yeah, I was average. Yeah. So anyway,
let's go to topics.
Yep.
Your subjects today that are somehow related are Geese and Chimneys.
Now, I put it to you. I don't reckon you've got chimneys in your house. I've been to your house. I don't reckon there's a chimney.
No. My last house was a very small Victorian, and it had 1, 2, 3 chimneys.
Whoa.
And it was only a small. It had fireplaces in both the front bedrooms and in the living room.
I put it to you. How many do you reckon I've got chimneys?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. How many?
I reckon you'd have about 3.
No, there were 4 originally, but there's only 2 left.
2 left. What did you do?
Yeah, and I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe there was only... Because I think 2 of them, they led into 2... No, you know what? There's 2 chimneys, but they lead to 4 fireplaces. So they have 2 fireplaces each. Now, one's been totally knocked out.
Oh, you're talking about chimneys on the external. I'm talking about fireplaces.
Yeah, but they're attached to chimneys. That's what a chimney is.
But you've got 2 into 1.
I've got 2 into 1. I've got 2 chimneys into 4 fireplaces. If you know what I mean.
This is like in a conversation on the block.
So I believe if you have my house, I think my house is it's Victorian. So if you have like a really big chimney, it would go down into one room, and then on the other side it would go into the other room.
Yeah.
So that's what happens in my house.
Have you had your house assessed for leakage?
Well, this is the thing. I had some guy stick a balloon up. Enough about your medical past. Enough about your private life. Some guy came over and stuck a balloon up, but our bedroom has an open fireplace and it's really cold. And my neighbour Paul, who's retired and is onto everything, he's onto all that sort of stuff. He does all his own handiwork. Yeah. Right? He's very handy. Yeah. He got his chimney. He got an animal stuck in the balloon. So
hang on, an animal stuck in the balloon.
Yeah, the animal fell into the chimney, hit the balloon, burst the balloon, or whatever it was,
and then got caught in the balloon.
And he had to get the animal out
while it was alive.
Yeah. He took the mantelpiece apart and went in there and got it out. And I said, well, "Was it a possum?" He goes, "Oh, it was some kind of marsupial. It wasn't a possum though." So I'm like, "What was it?" So some sort of, I don't know, ring. I mean, we live sort of near a bushy area. I mean,
you do
live near a creek. So, but anyway, so he got the possum out, whatever it was some sort of marsupial thing. He got it out, and then
with a stick. How did he just?
Well, I asked him that. He got garden gloves on and just pulled it out.
I tell you that once they take a hold and they get, if it was a possum and they get those claws in, they're hard to get out.
Oh man, he's a very brave man. I would have called Pete the Possum Man or Bob the Possum Man. You know those guys that turn up and suddenly you get possums in your roof, and then this guy turns up, and then you hear him go, "Come on, little fella, in your cage."
We have balconies on our place that have high sides on them, so we can't look into the neighbour's place.
Oh yeah.
The council made us put them up. So
now what you do, you put them up with glass with a sticker on it, then 6 months later you take the sticker off, and then it's all fine.
See, and because I'd love to look into my neighbour's place, regularly.
Yeah.
But we went away, and what normally happened is that possums drop in, and then I help them out. But we went away, and I came back. There were like 10 possums. It was like a prison yard. They were caught in there. There was no protection. They were all lying around, worn out. So I hadn't drunk for days. I felt bad, and so I threw them over.
Yeah.
And I think they're okay, but it looked like a prison yard. It looked like guys leaning back smoking in the corner.
So do you use gloves for that, or did you use gloves? Or
when it happens in the middle of the night, I make the mistake of going out there just in a pair of boxers.
Yeah.
Painting a picture for you, and we'll use the towel sometimes. But they're if you get a bushy, they'll really hurt you. If you get just the ringtails are still pretty feisty, but they're not as bad. But a bushtail, very strong and quite aggressive.
Wow.
So use a towel and then just put them up on the. But they come across the top of our house. It sounds like, because we've got a tin roof, you just hear it go.
It's noisy. Yeah.
And if the girls are home by themselves, they just,
I've heard one in the chimney. They had a fight once when I'm just like, they had a fight in the chimney. I don't know what was going on. So we got the possum man to come out and so all he can do is what he does is he puts a lid on the chimney so then they can't get back in.
No, but doesn't he put a lid on the stuff and then put an apple outside? A one-way.
Yeah, it's a one-way thing. That's right. It's a one-way thing.
Right, yes, he knows if he's eating the apple that he's come out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They put it. Yeah.
Okay, so Paul. Anyway, he decided he had to get his chimney blocked, and he said, "Mate," he said, so much air was going up the chimney. You put a plastic bag and it would go up. How much? Okay, how much to get a chimney sweeper and to clean and block that chimney? This figure. I was impressed by this figure. How much?
Hang on. So there's Jim's chimney sweepers.
Yeah, there's a chimney
sweeper.
So
you can ring someone and a little.
Absolutely.
Is he a little? Because back in the Victorian era.
Chimney.
So it's a man with a long stick with a brush on.
Yeah, I think so.
And he gets up on the roof and he goes. Psh, 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 psh.
Yeah, and cleans it all out, and then he seals it.
Because I'm thinking.
And Paul said his heating bill has gone down. It's like a warm room now because our bedroom is cold because of this chimney. I reckon.
If air was coloured, you would just see it sucking. Because we've got ducted heating up. We've got ducted upstairs. We've also got cooling upstairs.
Yeah.
And those, which is an outlet, he said that is a chimney, and because they're about foot by foot.
Oh wow!
So then I've got covers over those, and that's made our upstairs much better.
So when I asked you if you had any chimneys in your house, you lied. You said
that's true. But anyway, how much was
okay, how much do you reckon? Just have a guess. How much to get your chimney?
To one chimney, one visit.
He got two done, but just one.
Well, I reckon he's charging $200 per chimney.
Oh my, $250. I reckon that's cheap. That's pretty cheap, I reckon. Do you think that's cheap to seal the chimney off? And
yeah, I do. I mean, I reckon to get someone to walk through your door, even if they do nothing, it's $100.
Yeah, a plumber. Yeah,
just walk through the door, $100.
Yeah.
So then he gets up on the roof. There's another 100, and then if he's
got to have some sort of stuff.
There's 50.
He's got to have some sort of materials to seal it with too. So he's buying a bit of metal or something to seal it with. Yeah.
Because a friend of mine said the other day, he said, what did he say? What's the for a tradesman to be at your house? It's about he did say it's about $800 a day.
You know my brother-in-law, right? He had his hot water system go down, and so he rang up this guy and he said, "You've got to come over." And the guy goes, "Oh, it's a problem with hot water. It's a recent thing.
Yeah,
it's a recent hot water thing. Oh, that'll cost you $150." Oh, look, and so he turned up. My brother-in-law wasn't home. He fixed it, and my brother-in-law rang him and said, "All right, how much is that?" And he's going to be. And he goes, $150. I was there for at least 40 minutes, and my brother-in-law looked at the CCTV.
Oh, yeah.
He was there for 5 minutes.
And did he do anything?
Yeah. Timmy's really gung-ho. He rang the guy back and went, he's Irish. "You were there for 5 minutes. You went there for an hour and a half or 40 minutes like you said." And so the guy goes, okay. So he reduced the price.
It's like a friend of mine, he's an audio guy. So when he was selling his house, he set up some audio and he recorded what the agents were saying to all the people.
What?
Yeah.
That's really like spying.
Then he knew exactly what the story that they were spinning.
That's great.
Yeah, so he could just go, is that what you said, was it? Okay. And nowadays it's so easy to chuck a phone behind under a couch and go, okay, I'm going to record what the agent is saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Chimneys.
And what was the other thing?
Geese. Is it geese? Is a geese a goose? Is a lot of gooses called
geese? Isn't that the plural of goose? I don't know. I'm not good at that kind of thing, but I think they're the same thing.
Goose is the ultimate put down.
I love goose. Yeah.
But if you don't want to really upset them.
Oh yeah, goose.
Yeah, it's not too bad, is it?
Yeah.
If you were, you know,
it's like tool, but tool's a bit harsher.
Tool is harsh. Yeah.
Goose is kind of like you're a bit fun-loving.
Oh, you're a goose.
Yeah, you're a goose.
But then again, if some politician comes on the television, he's a goose. That sounds okay.
So Barnaby Joyce you'd describe as a goose. He's a bit of a goose.
Yeah, kind of. He gets it wrong,
bumbling,
but you kind of go, you figure him a little bit, and
goose. Have you ever eaten a goose or a geese?
I imagine they're very
like duck.
Yeah,
a bit like duck, wouldn't they?
And I know you don't like Peking duck.
I don't like.
But you say things you like. You do like things wrapped, but you don't like Peking duck, so it's a bit of a contradiction.
I look geese. I haven't had much experience with geese. I just put them in the same category as ducks, swans.
I read something.
Big birds.
I read something interesting the other day that there was a guy, a terrorist, and I hope I'm getting this right. He was training geese to fly into the flight path so he could bring down planes.
Oh yeah, well that's the one that would. That's Sully. That's the one that on the river in New York.
Oh, so it's true. So
no, that was a geese hit. I'm sure they were geese.
Okay. So it was a geese hit when they were down in the Hudson. It was Tom Hanks, wasn't it?
Yeah, Tom Hanks was flying a plane.
He's talented. He flies a plane.
That's a great movie.
It is a good movie.
It's a great movie
because he was a hero. Then they
blamed him.
They turned.
Well, they said, why did you park your plane in the Hudson? You should have gone to the other airport, which was close by. But see, the whole thing was, and they set up all these crews to do it on a simulator, and
why do you just fly back to the?
Yeah, but as Tom Hanks pointed out in the movie, hang on, these guys know what's about to happen, and immediately they decide to go and fly to this nearby airport. Yeah. You've got to give them at least 10 seconds to work out what the hell's going on, and then decide, because they got a bird strike, and then anyway, he was the hero in the end.
Because I was flying from. I'm going to relate this to myself.
Yeah, good.
I was flying from Airlie Beach to Hamilton Island. And I know you've had an incident with a pilot.
I've had,
yeah. I said to him, and it was a single engine, which I didn't love, going across water, and I said, what happens if the engine stops? And he said, for a start, how often have you been in a car and the engine has stopped?
Well, a few times.
Well, yeah.
My car's stalled a few times.
Mine too, on Geelong Road. My VW just went, blew a cog or something.
Yeah.
And I went, well, once. And I only need the once. But anyway, he said what I would do is he then would become a glider.
Yeah, you can glide.
And then they go in it like a glider comes, and you get as low as you can because it goes like in that U shape. And then you make the distance where you actually plop at zero ground speed, or right, and you plop into the water as opposed to ski onto the water.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I flew from Mackay to Lindeman Island with a guy who I asked, and he seemed old. Like, I was seriously, they said you've got to go to the old airport. You're getting a plane, you've got to go to the old airport. And guess what's in the old airports? Old planes and old pilots. And the guy, he met me at the front door smoking. Hang on, mate. I'm here for the plane to Lindeman Island. All right, just go around, take your bags around. Then he walks out another door and goes, right, let's go. It's like, what? And I was trying to work out how, because I said, where did you learn to fly? And he goes, I was in the Vietnam War. And I'm like, Vietnam War? My dad was in the Vietnam War. He's 83. So, yeah, he was pushing 70. Easy, this bloke. Because then I just thought, what if he has a heart attack or a stroke? It's just me and him.
Yeah.
What? And yeah.
I went on a charity day with a few footballers up to a golf day, and we're out in central Victoria somewhere. And then he said, "I'll see you at the end of the game." And then I see him at the bar, and he's looking a bit jumpy. And I'm going, "Are you all right?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, all right." And what are you worried about? He goes, "Oh, it's getting a bit dark, and there's a few mountains between here and home." I'm going,
so that's
what?
The pilot.
Yeah. I'm going, what? What do you mean? Don't they come up on the
on the radar?
On the radar. And so I gathered all the footballers and we got in and then drank a lot to. And then another time I was landing in Queenstown, and they said, because they recognised me as Uncle Arthur, they said, would you like to come up into the cockpit for the landing? I said, oh, that'd be great. So I'm sitting there. Then they start having a conversation. They go, which way should we go? Should we go left or should we go right? I'm going, right. So there's a right way and there's a wrong way.
Yeah, is this worked out beforehand?
You're having a chat, don't you? Just push a button that says down, land. Less you know, the better. Anyway. So
it's like when I had to go to Bairnsdale and they wanted to fly me down in Paddy's Pie's corporate plane. And as I said to them, it's not exactly the BHP Learjet. No, it was like a 2-engine job. So like an 8-seater. Paddy's Pies. And the guy goes, well, you get to eat pies on the way
you
there.
do not.
That's what he said.
Oh, you couldn't have.
And I'm like, well, yeah, when we crash, at least I'll go, well, he died doing what he loved, you know.
Oh, there we go. Dave, there is a limit. We're a small play. We don't have that many pies.
Love a pie.
And they were party pies, or were they a big normal pies?
I didn't go. I drove. I didn't want to go on the plane.
Because on a flight, you would imagine the party pie would be a much better option.
I love party pie. I'd rather drive. I can't stand light planes.
Nothing more lethal, though, than a hot party pie, especially on a bumpy plane.
Oh.
A hot party pie, if you bite and it squirts you, you know when hot party pie squirts a bit of gravy on you?
Yeah, burns.
3rd-degree burns. Okay.
I had a party pie on the weekend. It was beautiful. I had 3, in fact. Anyway, it's a kid's birthday party. All right.
Chimneys,
okay, well, I think Geese. I think, all I can think of is that Geese, they use the feathers to clean chimney sweeps. That's what they use.
Don't say
like
what it
Dooners.
We're going to have some thinking music.
Geese, goose, the sound of.
Sound of under our theme.
Well, I put it to you that I think, they use goose feathers in Dooners, don't they? In eiderdowns. Yeah, it's always goose in eiderdowns. Yes. So maybe they're good feathers for cleaning chimneys. I put it to you, that brush that goes is goose feathers. That's a connection. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to go down a slightly different road because my brother's beach house, the cockatoos used to eat the house.
Eat the house?
Eat the house. They used to eat the wood.
Wow. It's not hungry. They're not getting
the wood.
Chips from the tourists.
Exactly. Just hang around down the beach.
It's all those don't feed the cockatoo signs that I see in...
they would just sit there. You had to put nets up on the house to stop... So I'm wondering whether they wouldn't eat bricks. I think that
maybe they like soot though. They get in there and peck at the soot. They get up on the roof and stick their head down,
which would be good for you for the cleaning of at least the top of it. Okay, I'm going to go that they ate something on the chimney to the detriment of the chimney, the chimneys were falling down. I'm not sure. Yeah, the chimneys were falling down because they were eating the. What's the bit in between the bricks? The mortar.
The mortar.
If cockatoos can eat wood, I reckon geese can eat mortar.
Maybe.
There you go.
Shall we see?
Yeah.
Come on, Sam. What's the connection? How are they related?
In Victorian era, when people wanted to clean out their chimneys, a chimney sweep might tie the legs of a goose together and drop the bird down the chimney. There is an old chimney sweep saying, which goes the black of the goose, the cleaner the flue.
Oh, that's
cool. Okay. Well, we sort of do that now with possums, don't we? They do it willingly. They get down there, they have a bit of a clean, they pop out sometimes.
So they tie their legs together.
Yeah.
So they're alive.
That doesn't surprise you. The Victorian era, they had no animal welfare.
Yeah.
There was no RSPCA.
About that. You would hope that they flapped around and they popped out the bottom.
I wonder if they kept goose in cages, like, magicians keep rabbits. They had like a, collection of... Oh, he's a good one. Old Freddie, he works well in the chimneys. He loves it. Or they were just a one-off thing. They just used them
like cockfighting.
Yeah. They were just one-off and then they were gone. They were dead or they ate them.
Yeah.
They were definitely probably eating them too. If you've got a bird like that and you're in Victorian times and you're a chimney sweep,
hey,
God, no, we're going to do the chimney sweep and then we'll have lunch. Yeah, okay. Get the pot on. Chuck the goose in. Maybe they have the pot in the fireplace as the goose comes down. He, like a cartoon, he lands in it and goes, woo.
Was it kill two birds with one chimney?
Chimney.
I'll tell you something.
That is fascinating.
That is fascinating and unfortunate. But I'll tell you something before we wrap up. I've just thought of this. That David Attenborough, did you see the making of?
No, that was a very popular TV show on recently, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because he was
It rated higher than Barnaby Joyce's interview. I saw that in the paper.
I saw the making of, and he was working with Geese, and he was training them to fly next to a camera.
Is he a terrorist?
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Oh, you've met one of 7up.
I met Tony.
The taxi driver.
Yeah.
Who did a bit of acting.
Yeah. And then he came out to us. Yeah. Well, we had trouble with our cab driver, and I just walked around because the girl I was with was trying to pay him. I said, what's going on? He goes, I went, oh my God, I know you. I know your whole life. You know me, do you? I said, you're a big star in Australia. Everyone knows you. We know your whole life. Anyway, he got his phone. He took us all around London.
Yeah, right.
And then he came out to Australia, and he kept my card. And years later, we hung out.
Really?
Did
he hook up with the other guy from 7up? Remember the guy living in Croydon or something like that? Who was in the orphanage with him?
More importantly, did he mention me in the next series of...
Did he?
No. I don't think...
Where are they up? They must be up to, because they're around my age.
Yeah, they're around...
48? They've done 40. That's a great series.
It's an incredible series. The clips and the... just to see someone evolve. Anyway.
Imagine if they did you every 7 years, Glenn. It'd be great.
Boring. Seriously.
Boring. I just want to go to the seaside. That was Neil, wasn't it? I want to go to the seaside and drive a bus and make people happy.
I read the Times and the Weekly Review, whatever it is. And it was like 6 or something.
Yeah, it was a great show.
7, he was 7. Anyway, so let's just hope that we don't see geese, chimney geese cleaners are us.
Yes.
In Australia.
Yeah. If Jim's mowing from Jim is listening, you'll go, this is a good idea. Get some geese out, guys.
Poor old geese. At the end of it, they'd have to be all blackened and... they could flap their wings and...
The family wouldn't recognise them.
Anyway, they were related. They are related, but not anymore.
There we go.